Happy Saturday. I'm Fox 13 meteorologist Tony Sadiku. Quick look at the tropics. And yeah, if you think it's been fairly quiet of a hurricane season thus far, you're right. Here's how we stack up by the numbers compared to the last couple of years. 2020, we had 13 storms by now. Even last year, we had 8 named storms by now. And comparatively, we've only had 3 thus far. And typically, we average about 5 to 6 named storms. So yeah, we're a little bit behind the 8 ball in terms of what we typically see in terms of an active hurricane season, which was expected to be. Alex, Bonnie, Colin is what we've done so far. Last named storm we had was July 3rd. Okay, Danielle would be next. There's been a couple of tropical waves that we've been watching that at times were looking a little promising, but we have not seen Danielle thus far. In fact, now it's been 54 days. 54 days since we've had a named storm. It's been a quiet tropical stretch. This becomes only the 5th time since 1950 that we've had a stretch this long, this quiet. So while it's unusual, it's not unheard of. And there's signs now that we're starting to see things wake up. Doesn't necessarily mean that we've got something that we necessarily need to be concerned with, or is going to impact the land, or is guaranteed to develop. We know how it goes this time of the year. But keep in mind, we're now 2 weeks away from the peak of the season. That's September the 10th. That's just 2 weeks away. So it's no surprise that now we've got some tropical activity that bears watching. So let's take a look. So this particular one, we've got a tropical wave in the Caribbean Sea that, has some signs of life here. Not immediately, but over the next 5 days, Hurricane Center giving it a 20% chance of development as it kind of moves in this region. And then behind that, well out in the Atlantic, there's another tropical wave that is showing a little bit more promise in terms of potential development. 10% chance over the next 2 days, 30% chance over the next 5 days. It still has some challenges as it battles some dry air, some wind shear, but there are increasing signs that it's going to be able to overcome some of that as it continues to move westward. So here's a look at some comparisons here in terms of the European and the GFS model to kind of give you an idea of what we'll be watching. So we'll look first in the Caribbean, and you can see not a whole lot in terms of anything getting going here. I will tell you that the GFS does like a scenario here a little bit more than the European does. Again, not a super high chance, and it looks like if anything tries to get going, it should stay to our south. Okay, so how about elsewhere in the Atlantic? Well, this other one, the one that was in the open waters, this one looks to show a little bit better chance, a little bit better promise, and some signs that by Monday, we're watching something trying to get going. And then let's fast forward this into about Thursday timeframe. And you see both models, well, it looks like the European a little bit more so than the GFS, start to show something trying to get going in this region, right, just to the east of the islands. And then you look out to the east of that, it looks like there could be something else that tries to get going. So all signs are pointing at the tropics becoming a little bit more active. We're still many, many days away from anything really getting named. We could actually go the month of August without a named storm. We'll see. But all signs are we have to pay attention to the tropics a little bit more closely as we head into September. That's a look at the tropics. Of course, we'll keep things posted for you, as always, on MyFoxHurricane.com.